You didn't take a seat now. Stories that make you say wow. Lessons learned and dreams we sow. Inspiration like the morning glow. Action sparked by a word so true. Transformation starts with what you do. Leaders speak and leaders guide, reshaping words from deep inside. Oh, TammyRenee, she's on the mic, sharing tales that'll change your life. Wave of change, leaders arise. Together we will touch the skies. Podcasts that make hearts beat fast, breaking norms and shadows cast. From the west to the east side, voices of wisdom far and wide. Every episode a treasure, every story brings the pleasure. Laugh or cry, you'll feel anew. Wave of change coming through. Listen close and come on in to Change of Ways, where I interview leaders who are taking action and helping others take action too, sharing tips and gems, dropping those gems for you to take with you so that you can use them in your life to make that change. So if you are catching this replay, you know what to do. Hit hashtag replay. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a great day before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, so I like to start off by saying Happy Thanksgiving to you. My name is TammyRenee, and I am here to help you make change and take action inside your life. And today's topic is about having a human experience with a spiritual mind. But unfortunately, my guest has not shown up. But you know what we do here? We have to keep the wave moving. So you have me today. You have me, and I am going to still answer those questions that we had from my perspective. So, unfortunately, I hope everything is okay. I hope nothing has come harm or anything like that to Amari, who is supposed to be here with us today. I have not been able to reach him, but he has not reached back out. So I'm hoping everything is okay. We'll learn later if that's the artist in him being late as usual, or if he is really just forgot, or if something happens, which we pray has not happened, right? But today we were talking about having a human experience with a spiritual mind. Who can relate to that? Go ahead, drop me some waves in the comments if you can relate to that. I would like to know that I am not the only one. Obviously, there's others out here too. But we're going to, and make sure you stay to the end. I got a special offer that I want to share with you, okay? Since it's just me here today, I can offer my offer. I can offer my offer any day, but I can offer my offer without, having someone else on the show because it's just me. But some of the questions that I had for Amari pertain to how he lives his life. And I am actually going to give you my perspective on some of those things. And it's not particularly any questions, but they were topics that you see in the comments in the copy below. And I'm going to go over those with you from my perspective. Me, so much having a human experience and having a spiritual mind means that you are whole. You are experiencing life as reality, but you're using your spiritual connection to guide you through that life. That is how I take it. That's how I move, right? Let's see. Some of the things that I was going to ask were one of the things I had on there is how storytelling can address complex social issues and create change. Now, normally I wouldn't just ask that question. We just talk about the topics, but I'm going to how storytelling
can address complex issues and create change. I believe, as a storyteller myself, I believe the stories that we tell ourselves, we tell other people. When we start to share our own personal journey, the ups, the downs, not just the downs. Now you got to get those ups too. The ups, the downs, the in-betweens. As we're sharing those, people can relate to those, and then they can put themselves in your shoes, meaning they see how you have moved past it. You have overcome those challenges, particularly the ones that they may be experiencing. And so through our storytelling and sharing our lives, sharing things about ourselves, our personal things about ourselves, helps those to move forward and see things in a different perspective. They start to move a little differently, right? And if you can really get to them, they'll have those aha moments, which I really love to see people have. The other topic that we were going to talk about is the role of spirituality in understanding and improving the human experience. So the role in spirituality to me is you're keeping your faith. It is not one rule, one direction, one belief. Everyone has their own interpretation of what spirituality means to them. And that's so funny because I was going to do a series on how I view spirituality. So this is kind of perfect, right? Maybe I don't have to do it, but it gets a lot deeper than what I can cover here in this 20 minutes that we have together. So the role of spirituality in understanding and how to improve your human experience, it means to me keeping that faith and that belief that what you believe inside of you, what you know you are capable of achieving, and believing that it's going to happen. Also, intuition is part of spirituality for me. And so following your intuition, following your guide, following those internal vibes that you get to help guide you through the human experience. So if I'm, for example, there was a situation where I was in a crossroad. Okay, we're not going to get into the situation, but I was in the crossroad and I had to make a decision, but I didn't consciously make a decision. I made the decision spiritually, untalked about, anything like that, to go a different direction. And if I would not have made that direction and made a human decision, because of the state of my mind that I was in at that time, I possibly could have made the wrong decision and had a totally different life. But I chose to go with what my gut was telling me, not what my mind was telling me. Because my mind was telling me, I'm tired of all this. I'm done. I don't want to live no more. I'm not happy. So instead of making that decision, I chose to stay paused and in place where I was. Just stop and just stay there. Don't make no rational moves. Don't make no rational decisions. Just stop. And that's what I did. And thankfully, it had put me on the right path. Thank you for joining. If you are here, unfortunately, Amari was not able to show up. I'm hoping everything is okay, but you know how we do it. We're going to keep it rolling. So I am actually going over some of the things I was going to talk to him about and sharing it from my own perspective. So when we're having that, when you start to understand your spiritual side, you start to align your life with it. And that doesn't mean that, I don't want you to, well, again, I said everybody has their own view on spirituality. And some may think that's really, really strict and you can't do certain things. Well, those certain things are your human experience. We have to make mistakes. We have to learn from our mistakes. We have to go through different things in order to keep evolving spiritually, right? It's just not handed to us. It's just not given to us. We work for it. We earn it. We earn that level of connection with our spiritual side through our trials and errors, right? You can't just do something someone told you to do because it may not fit you. So, being an individual as a human and tapping into your own unique skills and traits and talents will take you on that journey of what your spirituality looks like. Does not have to look like the people in your family. It does not have to look like the friend from down the street. It just has to look like whatever feels right to you. And it's keeping that faith and keeping that trust within yourself and feeling your way through. It's more of a feeling, right? It's not tangible. It's a feeling that you get. It's a feeling that helps you move one way or the other direction. So that would be my interpretation if I was to answer that question. So one of the other things I said that you would get some information on is insight of education and using your voice to inspire others. That actually goes back to the first one. When we use our voice, we say certain words that people will pick up on. They needed to hear that. They needed to see someone say that because of something they may be going through in life, or they're trying to navigate the way out. Or the other thing is they don't even realize they needed to hear it, right? So a lot of times when I talk about people pleasing, and I talk about, I didn't even know I was people pleasing. I didn't know I wasn't happy. How do I say that? I didn't even know I was not happy, right? I thought I was happy because I was people pleasing other people. But when you're not filling your own cup and you're not filling it with your faith or keeping that strength that you have and letting go of it, you're not able to relay the message other people need to hear because you're afraid of even saying what you need to say. So when we're going through life and we want through our human, my sum up to that is when we're going through life, having our human experience, we need to experience life as it comes, as it is brought to us. But remember that you create what is coming to you. And that is part of your spiritual journey. Spiritual journey, sometimes people would say, let's say, woo-woo, right? They call it woo-woo. But if we are made in the image of God, is God woo-woo? Because the only traits that we're saying that we have are these internal things that inside of us that helps us guide us, that helps us keep connected to spirit. Yes, there are tools. There are tools like tarot cards, stones, all kinds of tools. I can't even begin to name them all. Singing bowls, all kinds of tools that we could use to help us make that connection. But in order to develop that connection, you have to do that yourself, right? You have to know how to, you can't always go through life using tools to connect. If you can't start to connect on your own, you are codependent. That's what I'm going to say. You're codependent on that tool. For me, I used to dive into tools. Oh my God, years and years ago, when I was in my 20s, I started to learn about these different tools and they were interesting. I never did, though, attract to one, but I did believe in the chakras, the energy points on your body. I did believe in that for a long time, and I got that tattooed down my spine, and it will always be there. So when you get tattoos, remember, they're for life, but I guess you can take them off now, right? Yeah, you can. So I went through that phase where I was just soaking up the knowledge of all these tools that I could use to connect to source. Now, before that, I already knew I had this connection, but these tools seem fun. They seem cool. Maybe I can go a little deeper. That's what we think, right? We can go a little deeper with this, but we're going to channel this energy in. And yes, we do channel energy in. I do, at least, but I channel energy through angels. So after a while, when I went through my personal journey, which was my human experience, right? So that makes sense to me. I had my spiritual experience, and then I had my human experience through my personal journey, where I was starting to address some of the things that was holding me back, some of the things that blocked me from making that full connection, because I didn't want to become dependent on tools. I let all that go. I wasn't even my body rejected it, because it was more like, you don't need these things and there's nothing wrong with those things. But for me, my body kept telling me, you don't need these things. Just trust, have faith, get through your personal human experience healing part, and it's all going to come together for you. And it did. So now I have a balance. It's all about keeping that balance of spiritual, because sometimes you can get too spiritual, right? And I don't know if that's really the word I want to use, but sometimes you're blocking the human experience to stay in this joy, happy, life is so grand. We wish we could have life like that every day, but I don't know if we really wish we could have life like that every day, because challenges actually show that you're growing, right? When you having these obstacles that you're overcoming, it's a reinforcement to yourself that you are growing. So where was I? Do y'all remember? Drop it in the comments for me. Okay. So when I got done with my personal healing experience, it meshed back together and I could feel the mesh. I finally felt more like myself, not out of the body experience, not sunk into the ground experience, or feeling like there's nothing to life. It became this balance of both, and I think that is where we all should strive to be. You can't be too spiritual and you're blocking out all the human experiences and the feelings and the emotions and all those things, the ups and the downs and the sides and the sides. We don't want to block all those things out. They're a reminder of what we like. They are a reminder of what we don't like. So instead of blocking it, you let all of that come in and you have that experience, and it will work its way through you, and it will manifest the way it should manifest. However your mindset is going to manifest in that type of way. So keep it in mind. Don't just go one way or the other. You want to combine the two and enjoy life, right? We want to enjoy life. There are people who want to be more spiritual, and that's their assignment, and that's okay. There are people who don't want to be any kind of spiritual, and that's their assignment. That's a challenge for us in the middle, going both ways, right? We don't understand why you don't believe or you don't have faith, or what is your faith? What do you believe, right? That's the questions we'll ask. But then you have the ones who are really, really spiritual, and we want to say, well, that's a cult, right? That's a cult. That's we don't want to get caught up in that. They're isolated, things like that. We don't understand that. So keeping that even balance with the spiritual and human experience seems to work for me. I hope it can work for you. I think the balance is a great way to go. And so share in the comments, what do you have? Do you have a combination of both, or do you lean one way or the other? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about that. So Amari, who's supposed to be here, I was going to talk about him being an artist, a storyteller. He is also an advocate, and what else did I say? Very spiritual with his artistry. He's very spiritual with that, and he brings that out in that, which I also believe anyone who can tap into that creativity of theirs, tap into that that abstract thinking, that abstract expression, that is tapping into your spiritual side. That is tapping into a higher power along with your talents. I do also believe we are all born with a spiritual talent. We have them all, but we also have some that are stronger than others. For instance, the voice. You've heard people sing, right? And their voice just sends chills through your body, right? They weren't necessarily trained from the beginning. They may have gotten trained on how to use it and how to portray it out to the community so that they can get the message out through their voice, sharing their message. But those who have that natural talent, it's like an angel is singing to you, right? It's like something in it just gets into your soul, and it just sounds so good to the ears. Me, I have more of a natural talent with picking up on energy. And when I'm picking up on energy, I can use it in a creative way, or I can use it in a focused way, or I can use it, or it sometimes just kind of comes to me where I'm picking up things in my environment, right? Which takes me back to the intuition. But my energy is something that I've always had as a natural ability, a natural talent that helps guide me through my life, that helped me make that choice that I was talking about earlier, from not taking plan A and going with a plan B. That's the energy that I'm talking about that I use to help me make my decisions, to help guide me through. And that's my connection to spirituality. I connect through with energy. Other people can connect through with different ways. It could be drawing, it could be painting, it could be building, it could be a lot of things. We all have that natural talent to be able to connect so that things kind of flow in your genius, right? You're going to flow in your genius. So mine's is energy. So when I also talk about energy, what I call intuition, some people may call it something else, but it's that guide that's inside of you that helps you make those decisions. And that can come through vision, it can come through feeling. A lot of people get different ways. Some smell, some hear, some have a knowing, some sense it. It's just different ways that you can receive those messages. When your spirit guides are trying to communicate with you, they're going to communicate with you through what I call intuition, okay? And that's going to help guide you in your human experience so that you're able to make the decisions that align with the mission that you are on. I hope all that makes sense to you. Okay. So when I say I was going to talk about intuition, and then sometimes we just don't want to listen, right? We don't want to listen. We don't want, oh, no, that's not right. And I've had a couple experiences within the last 3 months with my intuition telling me one thing, and I'll either A, ignore it, or have. I think I learned my lesson now. Either A, ignored it, B, didn't want to believe it, or C, didn't say anything to prevent it. And because these three things have happened recently, it is very fresh in my mind to always stay in tune to your body, stay in tune to how you are feeling, and not to ignore the logic part of it also. So when you get too much into the spiritual side, you may start to ignore the logical side. If you get too much in the logical side, you will ignore the spiritual side. That has been my experience. So those learning lessons that I just had with my intuition and not following through with what how I was being guided reminded me. And that's what the human experience is for, is to remind you that you are a human being. We are living on this earth. You can create the life you desire. You can create what you want your life to look like with the spiritual gifts that you have. Now, maybe I want to be a track star, right? Well, I really don't. But hypothetically, if it's not in my genius to be a track star, then, and I say that because I did run track in high school, then I will have to work twice as hard and twice as hard. And I can eventually get twice as deep with my spirituality. And maybe I might get up there, but there's no guarantee. But if it is in your spiritual gene to be that image, that motivation, that inspiration for someone, then it will come very natural for you. You will be able to lead with your voice, your music, your actions, your traits, your thoughts, when it is a natural talent. People will admire you, will be inspired by you, will look up to you, you will be their natural mentor, right? Because you are leading in your genius, some call it. You are leading with faith. You are leading with your spiritual side, and you are having the human experience with it. So I believe having that balance, it's just like the feminine and the masculine energy, right? The feminine energy is more of your spiritual energy, whereas the masculine energy is more of your I'm gonna go get this done energy, right? I'm motivated. Ain't nothing gonna stop me. But if you keep saying ain't nothing gonna stop me, and you're ignoring the signs of your feminine side, you might keep hitting a roadblock. You may keep running into the same things and stay in the cycle and repeating the same patterns and repeating the same patterns. So it's great to have that motivation, but you also got to have that also feminine side to help you step back and look, so that you don't have to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Or this is a really good one. What if you're doing different things and getting the same results? Is it because maybe let's see if I can come up with a couple things. Is it because you're not balanced? B, you're too masculine? C, you're too feminine? Which one do you think it will be if you're doing different things but getting the same results? I'd like to know what you think. Drop that in the comments for me. That'd be an interesting topic too, because I thought about that the other day. I was like, but I keep doing different things, but I'm getting the same results. Is it because I'm not using more of my masculine side, and I'm not being more aggressive about what I need to be doing, and I'm giving up? Or is it because I'm using my feminine side, my spiritual side, and I'm just flowing through the wind, and I'm just like la la land, and everything's gonna be great? Life is like a box of chocolates, and I'm gonna take a bite of this kind, and I'm gonna take a bite of this kind, and let me have that cherry one over there, or let me have that chocolate fudge over there. So that would be interesting. I would really like to know what your thoughts are about that. So that is what I got for you for the show that I was having today with Amari. Again, I hope everything is okay with him. I'm going to still try to reach out. He has not popped in here since I've been live. So I'll still try to reach out. I'll let y'all know if everything's okay, or he's being an artist and he's fashionably late, but you can't be too fashionably late for a podcast because the show must go on, right? So I want to tell you guys before I leave here about my gift of the week. Gift giving week is what I'm calling it, aka Black Friday, aka Cyber Monday. This is a project that I did. This is my very first project, and it's called Gratitude and Growth, a gift to me, right? And it has, and I targeted more people who had digital products that are for personal growth, self-development, self-discovery. And there may be two things in there if you're an entrepreneur to help you with your business. But these digital products, because we're going into 2025, I wanted you to be prepared, be ready, check out some new things, have some new experience. So I'm only charging $20.25 for $300 worth of digital products. Okay. Then you can always upgrade to the gift to me, which is a gift set that I am putting together, a physical box that I'm going to have delivered to you. And in that box, I've been getting my things. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There's going to be things like candles, cards, motivational cards, or inspirational. You'll get either motivational, inspirational, or empowerment deck of cards. My signed poetry book will be in there, and notebooks in there. A self empowering workbook is in there. And then there's going to be some other things in there, and I'm going to fill it up. The value of it is going to be around $300 for that. I am offering it to you for $130. Now that will be delivered in time for Christmas, and I will be signing my book for you. But that's going to be a cute idea. I think that's something I want to continue doing. I like the idea of gift giving. So we're going to see how that goes. But check it out. It is in my bio. The links are in my bio on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I also have a post pinned at the top, so you can go check it out. But go check it out. I think you will not regret it. $20 is less than you can go to, let's say Chick-fil-A. I don't want to say McDonald's. Less than you can go to Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, any of those places to get a meal. And these are going to give you a lifetime of results. So you can pick and choose. You get access to it all. But you can pick and choose for only $20 of $300 worth of digital products. So I am so happy for whoever joined me today. I cannot see the comments. I'm going to go back and check. I know somebody's been here with me, but have a great Thanksgiving. Let me know if you are cooking. I'm starting my turkey tonight at 9 p.m. Ooh, it's almost time. So let me know if you are cooking for Thanksgiving or if you're just going to sit back and enjoy the meal. That is the show for today. Thank you so much for being here. We will be back on next Wednesday live. And until then, you have a great day. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Actions sparked by words so true. Transformation starts with what you do. Leaders speak and leaders guide, reshaping worlds from deep inside. Oh, TammyRenee, she's on the mic, sharing tales that'll change your life. Wave of change.